Hello. Welcome back. Come on in. Pull up a chair. Put your feet up. Get your favorite beverage in hand. And let's sit back for another episode of Your Success at Last DNA. Doing those necessary actions, getting those needed attitude adjustments. Sergeant Major Motivation here, bringing you those motivational building blocks to help you get what you need to get done. Oh, Ace Brinkman. I forgot to tell you my name. I'm sorry about that. Whew, finally, Friday. You made it through another week. How about that? Pretty awesome, right? Got anything planned? Anything big going on this weekend? Gonna kick back and relax? Maybe have some honeydews you want to get honey done? Or go out with your favorite guy or gal? Whatever you do, remember, take some time to relax. I mean, we all have stuff we need to get done during the weekend. We got to get the laundry done. Maybe you got to get the car washed. You know, whatever it is, maybe there's some of the first yard work of the year you'll get banged out this weekend. Take some time to relax, okay? It's the weekend. Enjoy yourself, at least a little bit, right? Rest, relax, let your mind rejuvenate, let your body rejuvenate so that when Monday rolls around, hopefully you won't have those Monday doldrums that you hear me talk about so often, and you'll be able to hit the ground running, ready to take on the world. But before we head there, before we talk about taking on the world and the help you might need to take on the world, let me ask you today's question. Have you laid the groundwork? Well, all week long we talk about things like how do you feel and how do you want to feel. Well, to get from point A to point B, there's things you're going to need to do. And then we go through the rest of the week. How are you using your talents? What do you want or need to change? What do you really want? And as you come up with all these things, you're going to have to lay the groundwork, do the prep work, do your homework, as it were, to get these things done. So, have you laid the groundwork for your next promotion, your next project, your dream, your desire, your goal? Have you checked with your coach or your mentor on those? What? You don't have one? Well, then you need to go back and listen to yesterday's episode where I shared some of the reasons why you need to have a coach in your life or a mentor in your world. And today we're here, I want to share with you what you need to look for in that coach, in the coach that you choose to help you along your success atlas towards your success at last. Look, let me ask you something. Do you remember the first time you wanted to learn something new? Something fun, something important, or just something exciting to you, right? Perhaps you wanted to learn, as you were younger, and you want to learn how to build a birdhouse, or you want to learn how to sew a dress, or sew a blouse, or sew some pants, or you wanted to learn to build your first computer, or paint a painting, or paint a car, or talk to that guy or girl that you've been eyeing for some time. Can you remember it? We've all gone through it. I know I have gone through every single one of those, right? Do you remember getting help from the person in your life that taught you the how-tos part of doing that? Huh? Yeah, I know. You could have still done the work. Well, let me back off for a second. They taught you the how-tos, but you still had to do the work, which is fine because that meant you still got to enjoy all the pride and all the fulfillment from the results, right? Yeah. I'm nodding my head for you, all right? And hopefully you're nodding your head too. Of course you got to feel that, yeah, I did it, and I did it myself. Yeah, sure, here's the thing. You could have still built that computer yourself or built that birdhouse yourself on your own without any help. But eventually, you probably got it done a little bit faster, right? And you could have struck up that conversation with that guy or girl, but your friend or your coach or your mentor or whoever it was that helped you, they helped you save time, they helped you save frustration and effort with their advice and their experience. See, it's no different in your business, whether it's the one that you just work at, right? You're an employee, one that you want to start, or maybe it's one you already own. It's the same with all your goals, your relationships, your dreams, and yeah, even your hobbies. Having a coach or a mentor will save you a pantload of time and effort usually in the way of avoiding pitfalls and pratfalls most of us go through via learning the old way, which is called trial and error. Stumbling, bumbling, falling, standing, and dusting, right? But what do you look for in a mentor? See, before you decide to seek out a mentor, you're first going to have to determine what it is you hope to gain from that relationship. So that means you, no one else can do it but you, have to spend a little bit of time thinking about, well, some short-term goals you want to get accomplished and some long-term goals. I know, gosh, Tracy, there you go with those bloody goals again. But the thing is, once you're fully clear on what it is you want to be and what it is you want to do, well, the rest of the process really becomes a whole lot easier. When people think about coaches or mentors, they often visualize the classic setting, where everything's all stiff and all formal and all methodical, and you do this and you do that, and here's what we're going to talk about today, and here's how it works. Yeah, see, but coaching relationships aren't just limited to business, like I've already mentioned, right? The truth is, you're gonna want a mentor for any number of reasons. It could be life guidance. We've heard them; they're all over the place. Life coaches are everywhere, and then they turn around and they start niching down into specific areas. Your relationship areas, your financial coaches, also known as a financial advisor. That's just a financial coach, right? Basketball, whatever sports you're into, there's a coach for that. Spiritual advisors, you may want to look at a priest or a pastor or a friend to coach or mentor you in this area. And then there's everyday mentors and coaches that we'll call them unofficial mentors or coaches. These are people you simply admire in your community or in your peer group, and model yourself after them. So when it comes to choosing a coach, when looking for a coach or a mentor, seek someone who possesses the qualities, the skills, and the experience that you hope to have one day yourself. All right? A mentor should be someone who fits your idea of success. In whatever area of endeavor you're going after, they should fit within your framework of a successful person. They should have a positive attitude and really be willing to openly share their knowledge with you. Otherwise, you're probably barking up the wrong tree. When it comes to what type of coach you may be looking for, you got to ask yourself a few questions. Is it a coach who specializes in a sporting, maybe it's basketball or baseball or cheerleading? Someone who specializes in relationships or in your particular career, right? Your career path. Is it a coach who will help you find your passions, right? Just bring them out of you. Is it someone that will help you bring out your true calling in life, or someone who will just help you take action today? All right, so that you can start working towards your goals. Or maybe it's a little amalgamation of all of those, right? Or will it be someone to help you build your confidence and get you motivated and kick you in the butt and keep you motivated, right? Do you want someone to put their arm around your shoulder and kind of tell you how great you are and kind of get you going that way? Or do you need the kind of person that's going to get up in your face and tell you, no, get up off the couch, stand up, take that first step, and repeat? Yeah? These are the kind of ideas you need to have about your ideal coach, right? So what's important to you? Do they need to be male or female? I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it like it is. I try to keep it real around here. Some of us are better guided by one of the sexes than the other. To me, it's not a statement of one sex is better than the other. It's just that you, as a person, will probably listen to someone of one sex or the other, especially in that area of expertise. Perhaps there's one area of expertise that you would learn better and faster from a guy, and another area you may learn better and faster from a gal. And if it doesn't matter to you, then it doesn't matter to you. Another thing is your coach's age, right? We think you'll be able to learn from someone that's younger than you. Okay. If not, that's cool. Then how about older than you, or how about right around your age? What kind of experience do you want them to have? Make these little notes. What approach or methods and techniques do you think you'll best learn from? make a couple of notes. Now, there's probably going to be lots of approaches and methods and techniques that you don't know about. That's their job, right? That's what they do. But make a couple of notes of the things that you know work for you. Do you work better by reading something? Do you work better by listening to something? Do you work better by actually getting your hands in and doing something? Okay? And then I think lastly is probably about character. What character traits and skills and abilities do you want them to have? Do you want them to be very serious and very monotone and very structured in how they handle things? Or do you want them to be more open and flowing and you know what I'm saying, lighter about things? Different folks need different techniques. I'm not a big fan of the very monotone, but I know there are people out there that really respond to that. You might want your mentor to be at the pinnacle of success in your field or whatever endeavor that you're going after, so that you can learn from the best. Alternately, you might want to select someone as a mentor or a coach who's just slightly better than you are. This way you can learn to what it takes to get you from where you are to that next level. All right. And it's kind of like when you're choosing those higher ranking executive type of coaches, then you're looking for your long-term goals. I want to be CEO. Well, maybe the CEO or CFO needs to be your mentor, take you under their wing. While the mentor or coach who's closer to your experience, just a level or two above you, makes it easier to to focus on a specific area of expertise so that you can achieve your short-term goals and get right to that next step, and this maybe even the step after that. Okay, the ideal situation would be to involve a couple of types of coaches. One has the experience to take you to your long-term goals, but still has enough knowledge and remembrance of where you are and then how to get you to that next step. Or perhaps you can't find one of those. You can find two mentors or two coaches. One is going to help you get to that CEO type of thing. Way out there, there'll be the master sewer, the master car painter, the master builder, a master computer programmer, right? And then the person who's just a little bit further than you are, and they can teach you some of the tips of the trade to get you from where you are to that next level. See, this way you get a well-rounded experience, and it allows you to benefit from both short-term and long-term. Either way, whichever way direction you go, find someone who isn't afraid to challenge you to reach your true potential. All right? You don't want someone who's just going to say, okay, well, if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. You want someone that's going to give you that little nudge, right? That little motivational oomph, those motivational building blocks, that kick in the pants every once in a while that you need it, as well as that arm on the shoulder when things are just really kind of tough, when you really kind of need, I'll call it a friend, to, kind of listen to you, let you vent a little bit, offer you a couple of helpful suggestions, maybe some constructive advice, and then the push. All right, you're done. I get it. You had a tough time. Stand up, take the next step, rinse and repeat. All right? See, then once you've selected who you want your coach or your mentor to be, sketch out some notes. I'll call it drawing up a plan, but it's really kind of make yourself some notes on what you hope to give and receive from the relationship. In the case of mentors are usually just pure professional relationships or even friends. So what can you give back? And I believe in this from way back in brainstorming ideas, in brainstorming groups, and mastermind groups. Going all the way back to Ben Franklin was the first one I read about, where you can't just take and take and take from a relationship. You have to give to it. So if you're having a mentor, what is it you give to them to get back their expertise? You'll feel better about the relationship when you do that. If you're just taking and taking and taking, then I would question your ultimate goal, because if you're just taking all the time, well, that's no fun, and generally life ends up coming back around to bite you in the buns, and that's even worse. So give. In the case of coaches, a lot of coaches, you pay for them, so that's your giving. And even still, when you're in that relationship, and I've done this a number of times in the coaches I've had, is you give back to them at a personal level. Yeah, sure, you're handing them a check or they're billing your credit card or whatever it is, but still giving to them on a personal level. Hey, Scott, I remember you liked this or you liked that. I saw this article. I'm going to shoot you this link. All right, it's building that rapport for you. What ends up happening is they're giving to you, is they're thinking about you just as much as you're thinking about them. And they're saying, oh yeah, I saw this thing too, and Tracy's going to love this. I'll be sure to either send this to him or send him this video, or the next time we're having our little coaching session, I'm going to bring it up. See, this will help all this is going to help you build that great bond, that great relationship that the two of you are going to need for you to get your goals accomplished, to get what you need to get done. It also will help your potential mentor decide, if they can help provide you with, what it is you need via their experience and knowledge or not. Okay. See, it's only fair for both of you to be upfront as possible about your expectations. Hey, here's what I really need. A, B, C. I need you to teach me how to build a computer, how to program the thing, and how to get the most out of it after that, okay? Or I need you to teach me how to sew all the primary stitches, right? What are the best fabrics for a springtime blouse, right? All those little nuances. And then they're going to say, well, I can teach you to sew, but I really don't know anything about the best fabrics for a springtime blouse. Okay, well, now you know. Okay, maybe you need to find someone else. See, if you aren't clear on what you hope to gain, the relationship really has very little opportunity for success right out of the gate. Okay, now, so you found the coach, right? And you found the right person. One of the things you need to do once the relationship has been established, whether it's a mentor relationship or even a paid coaching relationship, is to actively communicate your needs to your coach in order to take the sessions in the direction that you want to go. Okay? I've seen far too many people, even in paid coaching situations, get pushed in a direction because that's the direction the coach knows, and really the coach wasn't paying attention to what their coachee, right, their customer, their client wanted to get out of it. And at the end of the day, they didn't get what they needed out of it, and they ended up, parting separate ways. The key is you should always be in the driver's seat. Now, even though you're the junior party in the relationship, you should still be in the driver's seat. See, without providing your coach with that initial guidance, that outline, they're not going to be very fruitful for you. Right? You don't want to go experience like John did and get pulled down this other path. All right. After all, because if you don't let your mentor know what you need, how can they possibly give it to you? Right? You can't just say, well, I want to learn how to be CEO. Well, there's a lot of nuances about that. I want to learn how to run a multi-million-dollar soda pop business. Is a little bit different than saying, you know what, I want to start my own video making online company. Ooh, see, those are two completely professional businesses. Both can be coached by professional businessmen, and the CEO of the soda pop company can tell you some of the things about running a business. But when it comes to making videos completely online, right, as a true play kind of company, might not be able to give you the best advice. So stay in the driver's seat, okay? It's important also that throughout the relationship, your coach is supportive. A good coach will be patient. A good coach will be supportive with you all the way through the relationship. They'll create an open and welcome environment that allows for you to ask earnest questions and raise up concerns while making you feel safe, right? You need this area where you can come into and you can vent. You can ask questions without feeling like a dummy. You can share your concerns without feeling like you're being too sensitive, right? This safe zone for you to come in and say, all right, I just don't get it. Can you help me with this? Or here's what I was thinking. Am I heading in the right direction? Or, oh my God, I got a great idea. Let me bounce this off of you, right? All that you should feel safe, all those things. See, a successful mentor will enable you to feel more confident, far more skilled, and way more knowledgeable, right? The reward of a mentor or a coach will be seeing the results of the positive impact that they're able to have on someone else's life. Now, obviously, I'm talking about mentors and coaches in general, and some of those you'll pay for, but I know when I do it, sure, there's a few dollars involved, but it's about having that positive impact on someone else's life. These podcasts is a perfect example of that. I put out a whole load of these absolutely free because I know someone out there is going to hear something and it's going to click in their head, and they're going to take that next step, and they're going to start seeing the happiness that they've been dreaming and desiring and deserving of. Okay, so all that said, follow some of this advice up here and the advice I gave you yesterday. Find yourself a coach or a mentor in the area that you want to strengthen. Enjoy the relationship. Enjoy everything that having a coach, all the fruits of your labor and that relationship will bring to you in a greater fulfilling, more fulfilling business, a more fulfilling relationships, greater life fulfillment, whatever it is that is on your success atlas towards your success at last. It's right there for you, and they can help you get it there faster, easier, and maybe even a little smarter. They'll probably even have a couple of ideas that you haven't thought of, and that, my friends, is worth its weight in gold. All right, well, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I've had a great week chatting with you. Got some big things. I'm probably going to have an extra announcement podcast over the weekend. We'll see. Maybe I'll just surprise you with it on Monday. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you like I always do. Think successfully and take action. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you on Monday. Bye-bye.